Whoa, we're back. So, collaboration over competition. Kind of briefly mentioned this topic in other videos, but I just wanted to make a dedicated video to sort of tell you my thoughts and the way I see things when it comes to the whole collaboration over competition subject. So the way I've always seen things and the way I've always done things in my photography career is I've always looked at other photographers as friend, not foe. In other words, that old school way of thinking where photographers were the rock stars and they were the gatekeepers to the younger crowd, and they weren't real friendly to new people getting into it or welcoming to other people in the industry. I always saw that when I started and thought how silly it was, and that's just not how I am as a person. I've always been big on collaboration over competition, meaning that I see other photographers who might be vouching for the same jobs that I'm shooting. I still see them as friend, not foe. I see them as a collaboration opportunity and a potential friendship and a networking opportunity over the competition. Looking at other photographers with envy and as competition, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help you, it doesn't help them, it doesn't help the industry as a whole. Collaboration is what helps everybody grow together. Old saying, a rising tide lifts all boats or all ships. So I've always had the mentality of, seeing other photographers as potential friends or collaborators or potential people I can share work with or give work to, or they give work to me, or however the relationship might work. Collaborating instead of competing benefits everybody. It helps everybody as a whole when it comes to pricing and industry rates and what you can charge for your work, because you do talk about that stuff, and obviously if a job comes that doesn't suit your rate, you can pass it off to someone else that you're collaborated with or in your network that, like I've said before, might be at a lower level, and then they can benefit from that job. And basically having a circle of people that work in the industry together, it benefits everybody, like I said. So if you come into the photography industry or you've been in it for a while and your view of other photographers is that they're the competition and they're going to steal your work and you're all fighting for this limited amount of jobs and it's all cutthroat, the industry and this and that. Like, yes, it is in some aspects, and there is that kind of stuff that goes on, but I encourage everybody to not approach it like that. Approach it with the collaboration over competition type of thinking. By helping others or networking with others, it uplifts everybody. It helps you, it helps them, it helps everybody be a good big network, and you can all work together and you can all strive and grow together. And that's why I just wanted to make a quick video dedicated to this subject, because you do still see it in the industry, especially with a lot of the older people that have been doing it for a long time, and it's just such a negative way to think. On this topic, the same thing goes for young crew coming into it. And if you're like me, who's a few years off 40 years of age, and you see young crew coming into the industry having a crack at it, don't look at them like, oh, they're going to come in and steal all the work and, all of this. And yes, they might underquote jobs and undercut you in that sense, but a lot of it's out of naivety. It's because they don't know, because no one's taken their hand and said, hey, this is what you could be charging, this is what you could be doing. A lot of it is just because you've got to remember you were in that position once. You were in that learning position, not knowing your pricing, figuring things out. So when you see those young crew having a go, you should be stoked for them and be like, yes, you can do this. You're pursuing something that's out of the realm of the 9-to-5 normal path in life, the normal job or whatever. They're having a crack. Be stoked for them. Like I said, offer a lending hand and say, hey, I can help you where you need it. Reach out and we can, help you figure this thing out together, whether it's pricing, whether it's techniques, whether it's skill, anything. Take them on a shoot, show them how the industry works, how things operate. And that benefits everybody. It saddens me to see people who still think with that competition mindset, because it's such a negative way to think, looking at other people like that, like, oh, like they're the enemy. It's not the way to be. In this industry and in this profession, your personality plays a huge role in the jobs that you get. A lot of it, people hire you because they like you as a person. So if you're a nice person, you have good morals, you're good to be around, you're friendly, you treat others with respect, you're not a negative Nancy, you don't show up and complain about everything, you're stoked to be there, you're stoked to be doing your job. Like I said, all these things help grow your career and help others around you who are pursuing similar goals. Whether you live in a big city full of photographers or you live in a small town, like I've said in other videos, in the networking video I did, nothing bad comes from networking and collaborating and just being a good human to your fellow colleagues. Because remember, we do this stuff as self-employed people. We don't work with other people. It's a solo pursuit in most cases. So those are your colleagues. Those are your workmates, basically. That's the way I see it. Like, yeah, they might shoot in different genres or they might shoot completely different stuff to what you do, but they've still got the same goal and they're still on the same path of making a living from photography or videography. And that's why I just wanted to have a quick chat this week about this subject, because I do still see it and I hate to see it, to be honest, because it's just not a good way to be. So next time you look at another photographer depending if you're just beginning or if you're established or whatever, and you look at them like, oh, you know, like with envy, like look at what they're shooting, or I could have had that job, or, you know, all the little snarky things that people get upset about when it comes to this stuff. Switch that up. Be like, I am so stoked for them because they are, you know, my friend, my colleague, my collaborator, whatever they want to be to you. Look at them with stoke. One of the best traits in a human, which is something that I absolutely love and which I have ingrained in me, is I am stoked for people succeeding. I love to see other people win. It's just how I am. I get pumped off it. Try and share my successes with others. I do everything I can to sort of spread the love. So yeah, next time you have that type of thinking, scrub it out and replace it with this type of thinking and all will be good. But yeah, that's just this week's quick yarn. I'll see you in the next video. Hope this helps. Yoop.